sniff and start. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. 10 of the crew and the murder mark. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum.
Hey, and welcome to my first themed week. I will have a few theme weeks here in the future, and the first one is, as you can see here, Booze Week. So we're gonna have 4 booze snoozes this week. So what I will do is I'll review 2 snoozes today with a booze theme, and then on Saturday there will be another 2. So all week booze. Today we are looking at Islay Whisky Snus, made by GN Tobacco, blended by Conny Andersson. And we'll look at Anno 1852 Söt Rom Lössnus, Sweet Rum Loose Snus. So why these 2? Well, they got booze in them, haven't they? Also, interestingly enough, I've never had a rum snus before, and Conny Andersson, who's blended the Islay whiskey one, he blended Cardus 2009, which was like a rum snus, and some say that that is the best snus ever made. And I've never tried a rum snus, so although this might not be on that level, it'll be interesting to try. So what I'm going to do is I'll briefly talk about Söt Rom Lössnus first, and then we'll get over to the Islay whiskey one. This one has got 37 grams of tobacco in it, and it's 8 milligrams per gram of nicotine. It's made by V2 Tobacco, but it's not in their main range, one of their main ranges really. It's sold for some online stores, this one, but I believe they are the ones making it. I don't even know if there's any proper rum in it, to be honest, but it should have some sort of sweet rum taste. And rum, as we know, mainly comes from sort of this part of the world here, Central South America. Now, about the Islay Whisky Snus. Let's look at the can. It's actually a metal tin, this one. It says here, barrel aged by C. Anderson. So what they've done with this one, it's an Islay Whisky Snus. Islay is an island in Scotland. They make really peaty whiskey. And this specific snus has actually been barrel aged in whiskey barrels from Islay. Islay, by the way, on the map, we're looking at sort of up there somewhere. So it's the most peaty whiskies of Scotland made there. And this actually has got 12-year-old Bowmore single malt whiskey in it, which is a peaty whiskey, but not quite as peaty maybe as Lagavulin or Laphroaig, which is more further south on the island. And this has been specifically crafted a small batch. This specific one is batch number 37, and you can see that it's been signed off by Conny himself there. And what they do with this one, apart from actually barrel aging it on whiskey barrels, as I said, it's got whiskey in it, and also they use the specific tobaccos from around the world. Those are actually coming from, let's have a look here again. So we got from Nicaragua, we've got from Pennsylvania, up there, and South Africa, and Ghana. So maybe next time Conny will make a snus with tobacco from Chad, in chadofsnoobie.com, so he would be very happy, wouldn't he? But for those places, specific tobacco, and it's been following an old tradition. It's actually been fire cured and slow fermented, I believe, which is not the usual way of making snus now, but it releases the flavor more. And then they've taken it and barrel aged it on whiskey, in whiskey barrels. So really exciting stuff. And Islay whiskey is, if I didn't mention that, it's G2 Tobacco. It's got 20 portions in it, 1 gram portions, and the nicotine content is around 12 milligrams per gram. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to start the smell test of the Söt Rom Lössnus. And I would say rum, I prefer rum to whiskey actually. But in this case, it's not a really fair comparison. This is a cheaper snus, this is a premium snus. So if I would prefer this one, then it would really be all about the reason being that it's rum instead of whiskey. But we'll see. I'm open-minded. And this is a loose snus. The Islay Whisky is a portion snus. Okay, not easy to get into this one. Here we go. Okay, it's like a muddy paste there. Okay, I won't make a prill of this now, but I will smell it. Yeah, very sweet. Not unpleasant at all. Kind of a sweet, rum chocolate almost. Quite nice actually, could be interesting, especially since it's not expensive. The Islay Whisky one. Right, I have to get through the seal here as well. Come on. You know, these metal tins are really tricky sometimes. Okay, it's relatively moist portions. They're looking nice. I believe that I think they're moister now than they used to be. So with the batch number increasing, they might have changed a little bit since the beginning. So let's smell this one. Yeah, it's a much bolder smell than the Söt Rom. You can smell the premium tobacco in there, and there is whiskey there. So I'll put one of these in. Pretty moist portion actually. And I'll get back to you when I've finished both cans and see which one I prefer. Last portion of Islay Whisky Snus. I'm going to try to keep this video short because it's getting long. Shocking turn of events here, folks. Islay Whisky Snus, when it first came out, I tried it and it was really good. Great even. It had a really nice blend of fine tobacco and nice peaty whiskey. But I'm reviewing batch 37 here, and Connie has actually left the company. This is not the snus that he once blended, I would say. It has gone downhill. The tobacco in it reminds me of Odin's number 3 Lös. Sometimes the whiskey comes through more and then it's nicer, but sometimes tobacco comes through. It's just not as integrated and well blended as it used to be. So I thought you as consumers would like to know that it's not the same product as it used to be. On the other hand, Söt Rom Lössnus, okay, it doesn't have the finest tobacco in there maybe, and doesn't have like a premium rum taste to it. Instead, it tastes of like rum chocolates. In Sweden we have something called punschpraliner. It's like punch chocolates. In America there's something called non-pareils or snow caps. Apparently it's a bit like that, but this is more complex and it does actually have a rum flavor to it. So this is now sort of my new dirty guilty pleasure together with Americana. It does mudslide, falls apart, not great for that, but it's just a sweet, full rum chocolate taste that is really nice actually. So it would be really cool to try premium rum snoozes now because I like this one and it's cheap. So try this one, see what you think about it. I think rum and tobacco seems to be a match made in heaven. It should be possible to make much better than this as well, but I really like it. So I'm gonna give Islay Whisky Snus, unfortunately, a 4 out of 10, and shockingly, Söt Rom Lössnus, 7.5 out of 10. So next review, we're continuing booze week, and I'm gonna then review Connie's 2 new whiskey snoozes, see how they compare. So thanks for watching and Happy New Year.
His throat was marked belike, he had been ripped by fingers 10, and there they lay all